Hello and welcome back to another Tonto video. In today's one, the Timothy the Casey Jones miniseries issue number 2. And yeah, this issue was one which I'd say that overall with the first issue, I enjoyed it quite a bit and I was very curious to see where this series would be going next. And going into this one, I didn't have too many high expectations. I mean, I was looking forward to stuff with Mr. Marlin, Ludovic and all that kind of stuff, but with what it did in this issue, it was actually really surprising with what it did, and just stuff which I'm honestly quite surprised that they actually included in it. Not because it's anything like bad, shocking or anything like that, but just because it's like stuff which was stuff which was seen recently and stuff which was seen a few years ago, which I thought would be stuff which they'll never touch upon again or ever see ever again or even mention ever again. But yet some of these things are here in this issue, so yeah. Okay, yeah, so where do we begin with this one? So, I want to talk about the Ludovic stuff because I feel like this is the more interesting things which I see potential with. So we do have this little mini subplot with the people which Ludovic took from the last issue, and they're in his cage thing. There isn't really too much to really say about it other than just trash her in his cage and get electrocuted. Other than that, it's just there. But then we do have the other stuff with Ludovic, and this is really just giving me interest to see where this could all go next with this storyline, in particular with his character, because it's just so interesting. I like this kind of stuff, with the characters and stuff like that. So for the first bit, we do get to see Mr. Marlin and Ludovic. They're walking around in the garden, and they're talking a bit. And we do get to see Ludovic's animal instincts kick in and destroy and watch what Mr. Marlin gives him. And Mr. Marlin forgives him because of all that kind of stuff. And we do get to see him give this serum to him so they can inject himself later to make him more human. And we do get to see Ludovic, he's asking Mr. Marlin if he can sit with him for breakfast and have some, breakfast and that kind of stuff. And Mr. Marlin says no. And then we do get to see later on in the issue, which I'll say, but this is where I find it be so interesting because we get to see his motives, what's driving Mr. Marlin, Ludovic's forward with what he wants to do, with him wanting to be around Mr. Marlin and be seen was like an equal and not just like a mutant. As you get to see him talking to himself, saying what sort of stuff he wants for breakfast, while he dressing himself with his serum, and like this, I know that's not really that interesting and fascinating, but it's just the motives are there, which I really find to be really interesting. And I also see potential conflict between Mr. Marlin and Ludovic as well, which could be really fascinating. I just hope that even though all this stuff is done so well, it's done really well so far. I just hope that the payoff for all this stuff, it pays off really well, because if not, then this is a big missed opportunity. But yeah. But yeah, so for the Casey Jones stuff, and this is stuff which I have to say gets really interesting because of some of the stuff which they've shown in this issue. So we do get to see Casey, he's there at his apartment, and we do get to see April, she walks in on him, stitching himself up, and we do get to see the aftermath of this. Basically, April doesn't want anything to do with Casey, as she thinks that Casey's going down this really dark path that could either kill himself or something along those kind of lines, and she doesn't want to be there to see it happen. So we do get to see her. She calls Raph, saying that we need help. Casey's going down this path. Can you fix him? And then we do get to the more interesting aspects of this issue, because we do get to see Casey. He goes to Mutant Town, into the Mutant Town fight club, where it's the humans versus mutants. And this was something which I honestly quite surprised they brought back, because it's something which was seen in issue, I want to say 123, 2022, 2023, 2021, I want to say. So it's been quite a while since we've seen this fight club, and something which I never thought they would bring back again, because they never mentioned it before or anything like that, but yet here it is, and it's something which I'm honestly quite surprised at. I mean, I really like this because I really enjoyed the whole fight scene in that issue, and I was seeing that stuff being brought back over here. It's really great seeing connecting a lot of stuff back to those previous issues. And then getting to the next bit, which again is turning things back into other issues. Because in this issue, we do get to see Winnie. She's working for Loban, and Casey even interacts with Loban. And then this is something which I was honestly just quite surprised at, because I mean, you know, it's Loban, and because in like what happened with him in the Nightwatcher series, I was under the impression that like we would never see his character again. He would just be a character that was, you know, he would just have like a one-off like kind of appearance that would just be like spoken about in the near future, or you know, maybe never again. And I thought like maybe, oh, you know, he might just die off screen, stuff like that. But no, apparently he escaped, and now it's all got his criminal enterprise back, and you know, it's going after Casey. But we don't get to see him. He teams up with Casey to use his men with Casey to try and track down the mutants and stuff like that. And then for the final bit of the issue, we do get to see Raph. He shows up, and then that's when he's knocked out by Ludovic, and that's pretty much it for the issue. So yeah, wow, this issue was just something, to say the very least. I mean, I honestly have no problems with this issue whatsoever, which is honestly quite surprising, because normally I like to pick up stuff and be like, oh yeah, this is a bit crap, but like, again, there's like nothing I can really complain about for this issue. I thought the only thing which I do find to be a bit weird about this one is just the fact that with Casey and some of the mutants, they don't call Mutant Town Mutant Town. They decided to rename it as Mutown, which I don't understand why, because they never quoted that before or anything like that. So I just find it to be a bit weird. I mean, I can understand them trying to cut down the name and that kind of stuff, but at the same time, you can put, you know, like, there's no limit to how many words or letters you can put on like a page or anything like that. So I don't understand why trying to cut down, like, you know, the Mutant Town stuff to just Mutown. That it just seems weird, but yeah, I mean, other than that, this issue is just really great. I just love where things are going with the Ludovic and Mr. Martin subplot. That could be really great. I just hope that it pays off really well, but I guess we'll wait and see about that, but I have high expectations for that one. Yeah, but also I also have to say that, like, this issue, unlike most other Toad comics, this issue, I'm really surprised that they actually decided to connect this issue with other like issues and series and stuff like that, compared to like literally all the other series, like the ongoing series and the Shredder series, and even before that, like Mutant Nation. They did a piss poor job at connecting the series, and then we get a series like this, which only 2 issues in, and it's connected a good majority of the issues that came out this year. It is honestly quite surprising how much this series has been able to do in just a short amount of time, compared to everything else, which has done, like I've already mentioned, a very piss poor job of all of it. But yeah, it's just well, I mean, they're doing a good job, and I hope it pays off. But yeah, oh boy. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this issue? Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's game for today, guys. Please share, subscribe, and all that stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.